My name is Richard Scott. I'm a GP in Margate in Kent on the coast. I've been here since 1998, having previously been a missionary with my wife, medical missionaries in Tanzania between 1990 and 95, before God brought us back to this country and led us to Margate. I became a Christian at 14, and then soon after I had an operation on my salivary gland in my neck, and that experience convinced me that I think it was God leading me through that operation to want to become a doctor at 14. So did the relevant subjects at school, and became a medical student in London beginning in 78, moved to Cambridge for the second half of my medicine in 81, became a doctor December 83. So 27 and a half years, if you do the maths, I've been a doctor so far. Having come to Margate in 1998, I'd previously been for 1 year a GP trainee in Teddington in Middlesex, and having come back from Africa in 1995 and discovered Alpha, where I realised really for the first time that Christians should reach out to other people about the name of Jesus. You see, when I was a missionary, I was just working very hard, keeping people alive, but not really reaching out, and Alpha taught me a lesson. So I vowed towards the end of my trainee year in 97 that when I became a proper GP in 98, I would use what I'd learnt about Christianity to help patients and encourage them into the kingdom. So I've done that ever since coming here in October 1998 with my wife, who also has a particular ministry like myself with drugs, alcohol and people who are homeless and depression and many other multiple problems, to lead them to a knowledge of Jesus who can very much transform their lives and help them through their problems. So in doing that since 1998, I've literally talked to thousands of people over the years. Out of the, say, 100,000 conversations in clinic that I've had, consultations, probably had thousands involving the name of the Lord. And over the time, we've seen hundreds of people helped and quite a few people come to Christ, particularly through Alpha courses. Along the way, you get 1 or 2 complaints, and I've probably had 6 or 7 over the years, all of which have been dealt with locally, through letters backwards and forwards, until this current one where in August last year I saw a patient. He went home afterwards and his mother complained on his behalf that she didn't like the fact that I'd said at the very end of all the medical stuff that I thought that Jesus, through faith in Jesus, he could be helped from his considerable problems, and she took offence to that and complained to the General Medical Council. I've always been very overt in talking to patients about faith in situations which are relevant to their problem. For example, depression, drug addiction, alcohol problems, homelessness, severe problems. And in doing so, in August last year, I talked to a patient at the end of a lengthy medical consultation who then went home, talked to his mother, and she complained on his behalf to the General Medical Council, who decided to take it on, and that's why my complaint has surfaced. I believe doctors should very much be able to share their faith with patients. Faith is something that is part of us. You can't take it out and leave it at the door of the consulting room. Secondly, if you believe, as I do, that faith is critical to well-being, and that well-being includes not just physical and mental but spiritual well-being, at times when it is relevant to the patient, certainly it's important to bring up faith. If it has helped you, which it has, if it has helped other people, which it has, why not offer it to patients in need? My faith hasn't been adversely affected in any way by this complaint. I know from personal experience and also from many faith studies that exploring spirituality, and particularly the Christian faith at work, can really help patients. So whilst it was a shock to receive the complaint in the first place, to be fair, it's sharpened my resolve to continue to talk to patients. And tonight down at church, I will hopefully see quite a few patients with whom we've discussed faith, who are seeking God to help them with their multiple issues, not least drug and alcohol addiction. So I'm actually been encouraged also by all the letters of support I've had from people. The General Medical Council have even sent me a copy of all the letters they've had to them, the great majority of which are supportive. We know that Christians are concerned by how other Christians are struggling in presenting their faith at work, and I think I want to encourage others through this case to continue to do so.